I'm going to try to explain number 38 from assignment 412, just as an example of how to approach this drawings. So first of all, I'm going to start out with a graph, and I'm going to put out the important points. It says here, f is increasing between -2 and +3. So I know that -2 and +3 are important numbers. And in this region here, if I just denote it with the little dotted lines, I know that it's increasing in that section. So the graph is going uphill in that direction, in that section between -2 and 3. It's decreasing when x is less than -2. So in this region down here, it's decreasing. And when x is greater than 3, it's decreasing. So the graph is going to look something like this. You know, it's going to go down, then up, then down. But I needed to have a little more specifics, but that's going to be the idea. It's going to turn on those lines. So that's the first part. The second part is that it's going to give me more important points. In this one here, it says f of x is greater than 0. It's above the x-axis when x is less than -4. So at -4, on this region over here, it's above the x-axis, so it's not down here. It's not down here. It's going to be above it. And when x is between 1 and 5, so 1 and 5, it also says it's above the x-axis, so it's not going to be down here. We're not going to draw the graph down there because in that region it doesn't exist. Lastly, it says f of x is less than 0. It is below the x-axis between -4 and 1. So it's below the x-axis in this region, so it's not up here. I'm going to cross that out. And x is greater than 5, so it's not over here. Well, that leaves me very little choice about where to put the graph. I know it's in the top region over here on the left side. It must go through this point over here, so it's going downhill, goes through at -4, but it keeps on going downhill until it reaches that dotted line, because at the dotted line it's going to go uphill. Right? So it's going to go uphill, and it's going to go through at +1 because that's the breaking point between when it's above and below. Keeps on going up, and I don't know how steep it is. It doesn't really matter. It goes up until it reaches that line again where it starts to go downhill. So it goes downhill, and it must go through at +5 and does this. Now, this graph satisfies all the possibilities, all the constraints that are given on it. It's going downhill in this region, it's going uphill, and it's going downhill. It's above the x-axis when x is less than -4. It's above the x-axis between 1 and 5, and it's below the x-axis in all the other places. So that's that's one way of approaching these problems, 37 through 40 on assignment 412. I'm looking to see all of the turning points. I'm looking to see all the places where it crosses the x-axis. I'm looking for numbers to be on your graph and so forth.